What happens when loyalty turns into betrayal? Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather's fallout is getting messy and it's all unfolding now. This is Boxonic, where boxing meets the truth.
A lose-lose situation now. What came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, make me lose.
What Floyd trying to do. Gervonta Davis talking about Floyd trying to make him leave his old trainer.
Things got crazy at the airport when Gervonta Tank Davis reportedly ran up on Floyd Mayweather right in front of Floyd's wife and security team. Floyd looked totally blindsided by the sudden face-off. Tension exploded instantly, with neither side willing to back down. The crowd froze as what started as a quiet moment turned into a full-blown showdown. No one saw it coming.
Come on.
That's both of them. I know. Everything. Everything. All that bullshit.
Yeah.
Rumors are flying that Floyd Mayweather is now training Gervonta Davis's upcoming opponent, Lamont Roach, and that's kicked off a serious wave of drama. For Davis, this isn't just a match, it's personal. The idea that the man who once shaped his career could now be in the other corner feels like betrayal, even if it's not confirmed. The whispers alone are enough to fuel Davis's fire. He's not just fighting Roach, he's battling his past.
He almost hit you. Get that. I know where something gonna go. I go that way for a reason. I wish the girl recorded. I wish she recorded.
Over the years, Mayweather's actions have made people question what he truly wanted for Davis. Sure, he praised Tank in public and wished him well, but behind the curtain, it was a different story. One of the shadiest moments, reports say. Floyd leaked details about Davis's fight style to rival Frank Martin. And coming from someone who knows Davis inside out, that's no small thing. It made their so-called mentorship look more like manipulation.
Young fighters, he loves to embrace guys. So what was being around talking to Floyd? Like, what has Floyd taught you about fighting? And has it made you a better fighter? Because he could tell me all day to do that shit he does. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what does being around a guy like Floyd do for you?
He could tell you, go run at 2 in the morning. You know, go do it when, cause 9 out of 10, we know your opponent sleep at that time. So go run at 2 in the morning and go give yourself a mental edge, you know, like, cause you know you out there working every night at 2 in the morning running. That's a lot of the times your opponent sleep. You know, it could be little things that'll take you to the next level. You know, that Floyd, a person like Floyd, like if he tell you that, you gonna take a lot of heave to it and it's gonna give you a different type of motivation when you doing it. He could show you something. You know, and it could be the same thing. You know, you might not be able to do it like him, but just it coming from him, it'll give you like a different type of like feel about yourself.
Hold up. Limitless. Pinning it.
That moment crushed Davis. He didn't just see Floyd as a promoter, he saw him as a mentor, maybe even family. So the thought of Floyd turning on him hit deep. It wasn't just betrayal, it felt like heartbreak. This wasn't just about boxing anymore. When the man who helped build your career ends up working against you, it leaves scars no opponent ever could.
You know, he the one told Frank that I was running at 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. I don't really think too much of it. He's not gonna hurt me, you know what I mean? So it's good to beef with him than be cool with him, because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
Now Floyd's back in the headlines, teasing a new documentary he says will expose everything, including unseen footage of Davis. He's promising bombshell revelations the world's never heard. Most fans see it as Floyd's final jab in their feud. Instead of handling it quietly, he's going public. And for Davis, that says it, all the bond they had. It's not just broken, it's done.
My documentary that's coming out, You guys gonna see 26 years of behind the scenes footage that you guys have never seen.
Calvin Ford, the man who's been in Davis's corner since day one, didn't mince words when asked about Mayweather helping Frank Martin. He let it be known he's disappointed and upset, calling it a real eye-opener, coming from someone who watched Davis grind from nothing. Ford's frustration shows just how deeply this Floyd fallout has shaken the team. This isn't just Tank's burden, it's something the whole camp is feeling.
Another thing I want to touch on is the Floyd situation. You know, Floyd is Floyd. That's like I say, Tank is Tank, man. But at the end of the day, you know, the man is chasing greatness. And you should be supporting that. And I always tell you that. You should be supporting that, you know. It's a rocky road that we said what's going on. Just pay attention, man. The story's going to rebuild itself, you know. But again, that's how you burn bridges. Somebody said, they say the true colors of a person is coming out, man, because they can't stand it. You know, calm is I don't like using that word calm, you know, but our Lord knows. He knows. He knows. He knows.
In a move that stunned boxing fans, Davis finally spilled the truth about his old fight earnings details that were always locked tight under Mayweather Promotions. By revealing how little he made back then, Davis sent a strong message. The silence is over. He exposed how unfair the money side of things really was. That moment marked a turning point. He's done playing quiet and ready to take control of everything.
I was in a lose-lose situation now. What came out still on top.
With Floyd? You said, what was the lose-lose situation? What you mean?
Just a little situation that he put me in to, you know, make me lose. But he thought I was going to lose. But
You talking about like a boxing match or?
yeah, boxing match.
Who, if you don't mind? If you don't want to, it's fine.
Pedraza. Joseph Pedraza, my first world title. I was 16-0. I was 21 at the time. And I haven't fought in like 7 or 8 months. And around that time, I wasn't making that much money. I probably was making like 10,000 a fight. So 6 months is crazy to not fight, you know? So when they came back and it was like, all right, you gotta fight. He was like, you gotta fight this fighter, which is Joseph Pedraza. If you don't fight him, you're not fighting. You're sitting on the shelf. So I had to fight him. In the midst of all that happened, I got evicted. I had to sell my jewelry. So now, and remind you, I'm letting them boxers that you talking about, I'm putting them on game, letting them know what's going on. Like, see, this was happening. Like, you feel me? I'm letting these guys know. So when it be like people saying they want to fight me, it's
like, how could you, nigga? I was the one that was giving you game when I was going through it.
Yeah.
When I was at the lowest part of my career, I was telling y'all niggas how so you wouldn't have to get here. And now it's like betrayal almost.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think Floyd did that intentionally?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Why? After so much time, after like, I guess, again, after what we think he helped you come into the game, he gave you the spotlight, like why would he try to diminish your career?
Because at that time, I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to bring up but it was somehow that they were saying that I was messing with his daughter off of the fact that she kept Snapchatting me.
Okay.
She kept hitting me on the Snapchat. So
Davis hasn't sugarcoated how things soured between him and Floyd. He said straight up that behind the scenes, Mayweather didn't act like the man he showed to the world. Davis now believes Floyd felt threatened by his rise, and that quiet jealousy may explain why he helped rivals, thinking your mentor could secretly want you to lose. That kind of betrayal doesn't fade easy, but Davis is convinced it's the truth.
people don't know that what Floyd do. A lot of people don't know what Floyd. Everything that Floyd said right there, the Chrome Heart bed, the Maybach, the Lloyd shit, that was all in my post.
Oh, that was you posted that. You posted that. Oh wow.
Chrome bag,
Right.
Lloyd shit, Maybach.
Oh.
He said.
So you feel like it was a sub, like he was subbing you, like, oh, like
he was going at me. He was going at me, and I knew for sure he was going at me. That's why I went at him. There's no reason for me to go at Floyd. Floyd don't never. He felt as though I'm at that point where as though I passed him. And I'm doing it at a young age. Wait, like when Floyd was 29, you'll see, bro.
Yeah.
That deal that I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, that's a part of the
deal. He don't know about that yet. But that's bigger than his deal.
Damn.
Critics have always pointed out that Davis's opponents seemed carefully chosen to dodge the real threats at 135 and 140. Many believe Floyd was behind that strategy, handpicking fighters to protect the perfect record. Davis clearly has the talent, but facing top-tier names is how legends are made. Some worry that Floyd's matchmaking may have actually stopped Davis from reaching the heights he's truly capable of.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is one of the most overrated fighters in the sport of boxing right now, and not because of his skills, but because of his resume, and resume does matter. In my opinion, he's a victim of what I call Terrence Crawford syndrome, where you have a really bad promoter who only wants you to fight in promotion fighters who you know that they can 100% beat. If Tank Davis wants to be great, he's going to have to fight one of the other champions in the two divisions that he fights in, 135 pounds and 140 pounds. I'm going to list off all the champions in those divisions and tell you if I think he can beat them or not. So first we got the only other full champion in 135 pounds, Shakur Stevenson. If they fought, I think Tank has a good chance of maybe knocking him out in the later rounds. But if I had to bet my house on it, I would say Shakur Stevenson would beat him in a close decision, and it would end up probably being a boring fight. But I think Shakur has the skills to beat Tank Davis over a long 12-round fight. Now we have Subriel Matias, who's a scary Terminator-like fighter who gives up the early rounds to come on later and drown you in those later rounds. But he's very stiff and he doesn't have very good footwork at all. I think Tank Davis will probably, box his face off for most of the 12 rounds. There might be some trouble in the late rounds. But if Tank can stay out of trouble, I think this is one of the few champions that he would beat, but I don't think he would fight him. Now we have Pitbull Cruz, who Tank already beat by a close decision, and Tank beat him with a...
Floyd's always called himself a mentor to the next generation, and early on, he did help Davis, giving him the spotlight, advice, and the boost of the Mayweather brand. And it worked. Davis blew up fast, and their bond looked unshakable, with Floyd constantly reminding fans of his role. But now that Davis is carving his own path, everything's different. The power dynamic has flipped and it shows.
Do you will come back to boxing?
Oh no. I'm not coming back to the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing was good to me. I was able to make a lot of smart investments on the outside, and I just want to help. Like I said, the fighters that's up and coming. Like I was talking about, like Gervonta "Tank" Davis. I don't understand why he's not in the top 10 pound for pound. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Benavidez. The list goes on. There's so many tough fighters out there. So many great young champions out there that I'm proud.
Even when things looked good on the surface, Davis often felt like he was stuck in Mayweather's shadow. Floyd always seemed to hog the spotlight even on Davis's big nights. But Tank wanted control, his fights, his career, his destiny. Leonard Ellerby, a key voice at Mayweather Promotions, even confirmed that Davis wasn't tied down by contract. His freedom was there all along. It just took time for him to claim it.
Like some confusion, is Tank a Mayweather Promotions fighter still? Is he not? What is his his involvement with Mayweather Promotions, or is it just all still PBC, Al Heyman?
Yeah, Tank is not signed to Mayweather Promotions.
Okay, gotcha.
He's not signed to Mayweather Promotions. His contract ran out.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Still
But as I always say, contracts don't define relationships.
Lately, it's been hard to ignore the cracks between Davis and Floyd. Tank's not throwing punches with his words, but the cold tone says it all. He sees Floyd differently now. That once strong relationship is now clouded by silence and subtle shots. It's not just drifting apart anymore. The bond is clearly broken, and both sides are moving forward with no plans of looking back.
We didn't know how good I was. I would have handled the situation before they threw me out there. He was hurt. Man, not even hurt. He was just bad. First of all, Floyd don't never want to no one like a fighter do better than them. How the fuck would you say Terrence Crawford should fight? Benavidez. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
This one next in line.
Is there like
the last question I was going to
is it like the love hate like fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest, but he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad.
You're good, man.
And he cause I don't want to say like he just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he could be good, but it's like it's always.
Even with all the tension, Davis still gives Mayweather his props. He doesn't drag Floyd's name through the mud and says he'd never want to fight him. That level of respect shows their foundation wasn't fake. Davis still sees Floyd as a legend, but he won't live in his shadow anymore. Their past helped shape him, sure, but now Davis wants to shape his own legacy.
How would you fight Floyd in his prime? Like if you were to fight Floyd, like in
don't
his
fight
prime,
him.
if you guys were both in the
Don't fight him. I wouldn't fight him. I mean, Floyd was good. He was top tier. I mean, me, I feel as though I could compete with any top fighter. I'm not saying me going at Floyd, but I'm saying like I feel as though my skills. I feel like my skills, and not to take nothing from Floyd, but I feel like my skills can compete with anybody that ever laced up a boxing glove.
You're crazy to watch.
Davis is finally peeling back the curtain on how things really worked behind the scenes. He says some of the decisions felt scripted, like he was just another piece in Mayweather's brand playbook. While he appreciates the doors Floyd opened, Davis is shifting gears. Now, it's all about building a legacy that's 100% his. He's thankful, but he's not sticking to the old script anymore.
Floyd, I was doing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focused on. He already did what he had to do, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Me, if I did what I like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't fall on him for like stand to himself and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So there's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. Man, ain't no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think like when I be tweeting on Instagram, I be mad. I just be talking.
Floyd never misses a chance to remind the world how much he helped Tank rise, and yes, there's truth in that, but it's also caused real tension. Davis doesn't want to be seen as someone Floyd made. He wants the respect he's earned. Through his own hustle, Floyd's habit of taking credit has started to wear thin. Tank's done being the sidekick in someone else's story.
Tank Davis, he was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid, wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, "You'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter." Years later, he was working with some people from our team, because our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. He won a few fights. I think he was like 8 or 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-millionaire now.
Absolutely.
He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket. Now he's a multi.
With all the drama now out in the open, Davis has one focus: the Barclays Center showdown against Lamont Roach. This fight is about more than belts. It's about legacy and showing he doesn't need anyone's backup. The critics are still talking, just like they did with every great before him, but Davis isn't answering with words. He's coming with fists, focus, and a statement win.
Davis is prospering, and he's got a big fight coming up 3 weeks from now in the Barclays Center in New York, in Brooklyn, New York, against Lamont Roach, the 130-pound WBA champion, fighting for the 135-pound WBA championship. Now, Gervonta Davis put out a tweet and said, "This is greatness. Don't let anybody fool you or convince you otherwise." And I agree 100%. And I know that there are people that are going to come to this comment section and say, who did he fight? What did he do? Who did he fight? What did he do? If you pay attention to boxing long enough and you watch boxing long enough, you better believe you're going to hear that same question being said about every fighter in